Close of play, 127 for 2. Each of those two men, Bruce Edgar and Martin CROWE, on 52, and 2 ducks there, John Wright and Ken Rutherford. You couldn't get away to a worse start than that. 127 for 2 at the close. I thought Graham Dilley bowled particularly well today. He's looking very, very good so far as the Tour of Australia is concerned. He's working up good pace and getting a lot of bounce. Neil Foster was accurate. Radford none for 24. Edmonds, I thought, bowled much better than that. 13 overs, none for 44. Gooch bowled 6 overs, and New Zealand at the close of play on the second day of this Cornhill Test match, 180 runs behind, with 8 wickets in hand. It is still a very, very nicely poised game for the possibility of a shower or two, but we were lucky to get away to a prompt start. Here now, with 3 runs added, is the third ball of the third over. Neil Foster is the bowler. Martin CROWE is taking strike. Oh, good shot and great fielding. Beautiful piece of work out there, covered by Moxon.
Great cricket here, splendid stroke off the back foot and wonderful fielding by Martin Moxon. He's saved a certain 4 runs.
Bob Taylor is the man keeping wickets today. Not for long though, but we understand that Bob Parks, the young Hampshire keeper, is hot-footing it or hot-rodding it on the way up the motorway, and that he's going to take Bob Taylor's place. Well, that's evaded Moxon. Won't quite get to the boundary, even though it's downhill all well. See a little touch of inexperience there, both from the fielder and from your commentator. Moxon allowed the ball to get away from him. It really does race away from the fielder. It's no good bending down to pick it up, because suddenly you find it's hitting the fence or the rope. Suddenly found himself a yard or so further than he really wanted to be.
Oh, and that could so easily have been out, going for a hook shot. That left leg just swirling around, catches the ball and could so easily have knocked it onto the stumps.
Well, Pritchard is on the field for Peter Willey. Bad luck for Peter Willey after the way he batted. He held together the middle of the order. Beautifully bowled by Foster. That did Martin CROWE down the hill.
Yeah, Foster starting to find his best line, definitely ran down the hill.
And CROWE's going to look for 2. Very good running once again. These two have a good understanding. Up comes the 150 for New Zealand. Doing it well with the loss of just 2 wickets, both those men out for naught.
And a shade of disappointment here. This light rain is falling. We've had 45 minutes play, uninterrupted so far. Nothing will interrupt Martin CROWE from picking up that short ball outside off stump. That was a handsome shot. Oh yes, perfectly controlled shot by Martin CROWE. Yes, well done, Martin Moxon. That ball does run quickly down the hill there towards the tavern.
Although Gooch is wide, the ball going in the air through the non-existent slip field for 4 runs.
Beautiful stroke. The outfield was just slow enough that they'll get 3 runs. But it is perfectly timed by Martin Crowe. That's gone to the furthest part of the ground.
So the expected break for Neil Foster brings the left arm spin of Philly Edmonds into the attack for England.
And runs straight away for Bruce Edgar. Three of them. Bob Taylor has gone off the field, and Bob Parks is the New England wicketkeeper.
And change of bowling at Pavilion End. Neil Radford now replaces Graham Dilley.
A beautiful stroke from Martin Crowe. Dilley racing away to the boundary to take him on now to 96. Glorious shot from the right-hander.
And virtually all the memorable strokes this morning have come from the blade of Martin Crowe.
And once again, he showed that he's one of the more exciting young players in the world today. There were 2 more overs bowled up to lunch. 4 runs were accrued in that time. 3 of those went to Martin Crowe, who moved along to 99. That's a nice way to have lunch. 193 for 2 for New Zealand at lunch on the 3rd day. And the bowling figures, Dilley was outstanding once again, 2 for 43 from 21 overs. My word, he's bowling well at the moment. And Edmonds bowled much better than those figures suggest. 15 overs, 1 maiden, none for 49. The position at lunch was that New Zealand, with 8 wickets in hand, were 114 runs in arrears. So Martin Crowe was on 99. Here he is now, facing the 4th ball of the 1st over after lunch. Bowling at him is Philip Edmonds.
That's it. Martin Crowe, a marvellous 100. Greatly appreciated by his teammates. A century of 219 balls. He hit 11 fours. And that's his 5th Test 100. No better feeling. Packed house at Lord's. And a century against England. So it's time to look for a record. The previous record, 191 for the 3rd wicket. 190 rather, the 3rd wicket. Yes, and there it is, a nice moment for Martin Crowe and for Bruce Edgar, who have beaten the 3rd wicket record partnership for New Zealand against England, once held by Condon and Hastings.
Graham Gooch coming in from the Pavilion End.
It wasn't a bad shout.
So Bruce Edgar getting right across his front leg there. And the ball looked like it was hitting Mayor pitch just outside leg.
Well caught. That really was a good catch. Caught getting Bo Gooch, and Bruce Edgar goes.
Mike Gettings had to react very quickly there. And our feeling up here that it was right to keep Gooch on. I don't know who he was thumbing his nose to. I hope it wasn't to us. We suggested he should stay on. We didn't say he should come off. And we also suggested that he might be the one to trouble Mr. Edgar. So he did eventually. Sort of half push, half cut. That was the trouble with that stroke. That's why it took the edge.
Jeremy Coney was due to come in next, the New Zealand captain, but he injured his side and couldn't complete the fielding session. John Wright captain, and in fact he's been replaced in the batting order. This is Jeff CROWE.
Well, Edmonds has got the breakthrough from almost a nothing delivery. It was short enough for Martin Crowe to come back and push. Now the break has been made. Cotton bowled Edmonds for 106, 247 balls. It's a lovely innings, but my word, he'd be cranky about that.
And now this record partnership, New Zealand's, is broken. With the really short ball, it did just turn. Martin Crowe might have been thinking of knocking it on the side, and as it turned, he finished up just pushing it straight back to Phil Edmonds.
Got it. So it's 218 for 4 now. 106 to Crowe and 83 to Edgar. 2 ducks, and Jeff CROWE joined now by Jeremy Coney. That was the last ball of Edmonds over.
Certainly Dilly being brought on in place of Gooch. You usually get the right answer as a captain if you think of what the opposing player or players would least like to happen. And that's why I felt that Coney was very happy down there, just playing an over from Gooch, and he will be less happy now having to face Dilly.
That was very close. Looked as though Coney got his bat caught up in his pad there. .74 runs behind New Zealand. Now Coney and Jeff CROWE have to get over the second new ball, which has just been taken by Graham Dilly. The match is fielded well and bowled such a good spell, the captain had to abandon plans immediately to take the second new ball and to leave him on. Now another save.
We saw Neil Foster operating this morning. He had an 11-over spell, 2 very defensive fields indeed. But England have now got those 2 breakthroughs.
That was well bowled by Neil Foster. The late movement of the pitch. It was wide, but it was worth the dart at it as far as Coney was concerned. And again, no third man down there. It's the chance that Gatting's taking, keeping the 3 slips up. Oops, that's the one that got away. Four byes. Player with few frills, not the wide range of strokes which brother Martin has. not quite the average, but very effective player.
That'll help. Just needs a little tickle. And the 250 up for New Zealand.
Occasionally Neil Foster drags one down outside off stump. And Jeremy Coney's proved already that he's a strong player off the back foot against the seam bowlers. Got off the mark this way in this particular innings.
And Neil Radford's first real opportunity with a newish ball in this match. Only 8 overs old. Graham Dilley bowled several warm-up overs with the old ball while Edmonds was operating so well. So a good chance for Radford.
Super shot. Amazing game, isn't it? Jeff CROWE, so stiff and stodgy and defensive, suddenly unleashes a corking shot.
2 more overs bowled up to tee, 7 runs added to take the total along to 272 for 4. Jeff CROWE 16 and Jeremy Coney batting quite delightfully on 34. Here's the 4th ball of the 3rd over after the tea interval. Philippe Edmonds is the bowler and Jeff CROWE is taking strike. Batsman's gone. Edmonds got it to turn, and it might just have flicked the wicketkeeper's glove. You probably need to see that on replay. Bobby Parks may have helped it on to Mike Gatting. It was a very sharp catch.
And the second brilliant reaction catch from Mike Gatting. Those are the most difficult of all. Instinctive left hand, and there it is.
Great piece of fielding, and it gives Phil Edmonds his 100th wicket in Test cricket, his 39th Test match.
Just imagine how much time Mike Gatting had to see that ball. Brilliant.
Phil Gray is the new batsman. He didn't muck around with that. Doesn't know that that was all that bad a ball. He dispatched it very smartly.
How do I get a wicket? Neil Radford asked himself, and he certainly deserved one here. Ball nipping back off the seam and just going over the top of the off stump.
Beautiful shot. Short arm jab and pulled away brilliantly by Coney. Is out of deep mid wicket, but the ball has gone to deep square. Half century up for Jeremy Coney. Nice moment for him, and he's played extremely well. I don't think, in all honesty, we can say that was planned. It was a marvellous catch, mind you. Graham Gooch at forward square leg, and Coney gave it a terrific belt and hooked it down as well. Radford takes the wicket. Not with the man out at deep mid-wicket, but the one fielding in the orthodox position near the umpire. Coney is gone.
A very well deserved wicket for Radford. Not sure about the style of the dismissal. Jeremy Coney won't be very happy about that. He fell into the trap. Graham Gooch had moved over from the offside to that position a couple of balls before the end of the last over. But a valuable innings from the New Zealand captain. Coney very much on the back foot. Straight at Gooch, but plenty of power in the stroke, and it took some catching.
This is Richard Hadley's first innings for New Zealand on this current tour.
Edmonds coming in over the wicket to the left-hander.
Well fielded. Graham Dilley at mid-wicket. New Zealand dressing room, pensive mood. Glenn Turner, the assistant manager there. New Zealand's 300 comes up. For those of you who like the details, it's come off 743 balls. Now he gets one away. Phil Edmonds, prompted by some little gremlin in the mind, to hurry that one through outside off stump. And instead of giving Evan Gray that awful problem on the front foot, just let him off the hook there and landed him an easy square cut. To change bowling from the pavilion end, Graham Dilley comes back, replacing Neil Radford. Richard Hadley is the batsman. Well, that's well timed. That's the applause. The first innings lead goes to New Zealand with 4 wickets in hand, a healthy position for them. They're claiming it, and up goes the left hand of the umpire. Extraordinary, like the dismissal of Wayne Phillips in that Edgbaston Test match. And the Australians, when it ricocheted off Lamb's foot then to Gower. Just look at this. Robin Moxon takes the blow on the ankle. The ball lobs to Gower. They'll all say, Mike, there we go, you get some easy catches in your time. Well, let's have one more look. Extraordinary. It was a well-punched shot by Evan Gray. And here comes the flick drive. That was the catch and the appeal. New batsman is Ian Smith. Oh dear.
Well, Bob Willis was saying earlier, don't give Hadley any room outside the off stump, tuck him up. The short ball was just wide enough and perfect for the Hadley slash. Whack.
Edmonds and Dilley have been the stars of the England bowling. Here's Dilley now. It's 4. It's just D-starred him.
New Zealander. Smith starting to really find his timing here. You just see he just let that come neatly onto the face of the bat and fair flew away down the hill.
It was well taken, didn't get up very much. Bobby Parks was down there very quickly waiting for it.
Very close to the edge. Those are the ones that do find the edge, the ones that hurry through. And good wicket keeping.
And that's good bowling. Quicker ball. Lovely deceptive flight by Edmonds. He's bowled some good slower balls today. That was a quicker one that beat Hadley. Well, not even on the backstroke, probably on the indeterminate stroke.
Yes, that's turned quite sharply too.
And John Bracewell comes out now, the man who defied Australia's bowlers in Sydney. Smith facing Dilly. Oh, what a catch. It's Edmonds' day, no question about that. That was a full-blooded square cut by Ian Smith. Edmonds took it away to his right-hand side. Dilly has another wicket. Those two men have combined very well to bowl splendidly for England today. Now Edmonds has helped Dilly to his third wicket.
Well, a change of angle. It certainly worked because that one was banged in short. And this very slender chance of a full-blooded cut is plucked out of the air by Edmonds.
Yes, a great effort by Edmonds there at Gully. And 3 more overs were bowled with 2 runs made to take the score along at the close of play to 342 for 9. Bracewell 1 not out and Watson 1 not out. The bowling figures for England, Dilly and Edmonds outstanding. Dilly 35 overs, 9 maidens, 3 for 82, and Edmonds 42 overs, 10 maidens, 4 for 97, with a wicket to Radford and 1 also to Graham Gooch. The statistics at the end of the day show that New Zealand were 35 runs ahead. Those 35 runs just could be very valuable. Still 1 wicket to take, although you shouldn't hold your breath for too many more runs to be added there by the New Zealand trade at the start.